Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today I want to talk to you about expectation, which will help you with strategy, which will help you with lowering your scores. So often on the mat, guys and girls will hit shots and go, oh, wasn't very straight, wasn't very good. And their expectation of what a good shot is sometimes a little skewed. And I'll tell you the reason why. You've been watching PGA Tour Golf, DP World Tour Golf, and the guys on the TV and the girls on the TV hitting it stoners, close to the flag. You've seen the best top 10, 15, 20 players in the world hitting the flag or close to the flag on a regular occasion. That just doesn't happen for the rest of the 140 in the field. Understanding what makes up a good round of golf, what makes up a good score is absolutely essential. And today I'm going to go through a little drill that is going to give us the opportunity for Trackman to assess how good a shot it was. Using the strokes gained principle, the algorithm set into Trackman will give us an estimation of the handicap each shot is the equivalent to via a score. The bottom boxes, I've got the carry number. The shots that we're going to hit today are 80, 100, 120, 140, 160 and 180. We're going to hit 3 shots at each range. We've got the from pin, distance to the flag, the side total, the distance from the straight line, and the score it gives us. Up in the right hand side, it's now got the handicapping system. 36 handicap, 18, 12, 5 scratch. The target distance, the shots we've played, the score we achieved, how far from the pin, the carry distance and the total distance. This is a unbiased, linear, clinical environment that's going to allow us to judge the shots that I play. And it might open up your eyes a little to what is good and bad as a shot. So let's get going. Trackman has said I can have a warm-up. Well, warm-up, practice, we don't do any of that. First up, 80 yards. I've got my 54-degree wedge. The straight line is obviously the white line on the left-hand image, but the straight line for me where I'm aiming is the gap between the black screen and the picture of the 18th of St Andrews. So I'm going to try best as I can to hit this 80 yards. So straight out the box, I've carried it 83 yards. It was 14 feet from the flag, and it gave us a score of 80, which has given me a handicap in the region of 3. So not a bad start. So at 14 feet from 80 yards, it's given me a 3 handicap. It's up to you to decide whether if you were hitting it to 14 feet from 80 yards, you'd be happy with that or not. 14 feet is not a viable birdie putt. It's a good 2-putt opportunity, but it's not a birdie putt. Let's have another go. So we just need to take a couple more yards off that, Stuart. Better strike for me. Unfortunately, it's gone a little bit further. 18 feet. 18 feet has given me a score of 73. 73 is in the region of, so 76 would be a region of a 7 handicap shot at 20 feet, 18 feet from 80 yards. And then we'll go the last one. Come on, Stuart, hit it a little bit softer. .78. So I've hit that to 12 feet, side total of 11 foot and 10 inches. It's given me a score of 84. 84 will be in the region of scratch. So 12 feet from 80 yards, hitting it that close is the equivalent to a scratch handicap. Again, up to you to decide whether you believe that's a good shot or bad shot. Would you be happy or would you be sad about that shot? Now we're up to 100 yards. So still got my 54-degree wedge. Going to hit it slightly harder now. I might have gone a touch too far. No, absolutely bang on. So that's gone a foot from the hole, and it's given me a perfect score of 100. Every squirrel finds a nut sometimes, people. So a foot from the pin, obviously you'd expect that to be a very good shot. Let's go again. 100 yards, Stuart. You can only get worse. 100 yards, 97. That went to 10 feet. 10 feet is 91. 91 is going to be in the region of +3 or 4. So from 100 yards, I've hit it to 10 feet. That's a +3 or +4 handicap shot. If you're standing out on the fairway and you're looking to hit it to 10 feet from 100 yards, you're looking for a darn good result, i.e. the ability that you need to be to create that is quite high. Yet we see the guys on the TV doing it all the time, don't we? From 100 yards, knocking it absolutely stiff. Well, they are pretty spectacular. Let's go one more shot at 100 yards. Slightly short. That went to 24 feet, 71 score, which is in the region of 7, 8, 9 handicap. Not overly great. Now we're up to 120. I'm just going to adjust my mic here because it keeps on moving around and I'm not particularly happy about that. Button up. Sorry about that. So far, I've hit it to 15 feet from 80 yards. That's given me an 82 score. So that's in the region of a 2 or 3 handicap. And I think 15 feet isn't that close, is it? Again, you look at the stats, 15 feet, that is not a viable birdie chance, but it's not a 3-putt chance. Then we've gone to 100 yards now. From the flag, we're now at 12 feet. 12 feet, the score's jumped up at 87. We're going to be now looking in the region of a +3 or +4 handicap shot. But still, 12 feet from 100 yards, it's not very close, is it? Yet Trackman is saying these are good shots. It's a tough gig. But I think the thing that I'm trying to purvey here is that people invariably think they should be knocking the flag out, and it's really not the case. So this is where it starts to get a bit more interesting as we start to get a bit further away from the flag, because Trackman goes a little bit easier on us. So 120, I can probably stretch this 50, 55, 54 out to that distance, but I'm not going to. I'm going to use my 50-degreer. So 120, 50 degrees, slightly short. I've hit that to 23 feet, and it's given me a score of 78. 23 feet is miles away from the flag. It's given me a score of 78, which is in the region of a 5 handicap. So if you're playing off of 10 handicap and you hit it to 20 feet, you've played a bloody good shot from 120. Next up, let's see if we can get a little bit closer. Need to hit it a bit harder. Hit it exactly the same, exactly the same speed, and exactly the same distance pretty much. So still 24 feet, still gave me a score of 78. hit that one a bit harder, but I'm not sure I struck it quite as well. Yeah, so a bit short. Again, 30 feet, 70 scored. That's about 8 handicap shot. 30 feet from 120, 30 feet. 30 feet's a long way. I was going to pace it out then, but it won't give you any perspective anyway. Again, 30 feet is an 8 handicap shot. Long way away from the flag. If you hit it 30 feet from 120, would you be happy or sad? Manage those expectations. Now we're up to 140. So I'm now onto my wedge. Just to show you, got my wedge. Hit my wedge about 145, 150. Don't think I've hit that hard enough. So a bit short. So at 140, I've hit it to 26 feet. So it's come up short, but it's 13 feet to the left of my, or 14 feet to the left of my ball line. It's given me a score of 79 nuts and bolts, 80. So at 26 feet from 140, I am in the region of a 3 or 4 handicap. Next up, 140. Same distance. See if we can hit it a bit harder, Stuart. $133. So slightly further to the left on that one. Dropped off the score. Now at 73 score. Okay. Again, 33 feet, 73 score, 6, 7, 8 handicap shot. Would you be happy or sad at 33 feet? Ask yourself that question, my friends. Come on, Stuart, let's play one. There we go, it's a bit more like it. 12 feet, 141. 11 feet, 7 inches left of the straight line, 93 scored. So from 140, hitting it at 12 feet. 12 feet is not a viable birdie option or opportunity. Wouldn't be seen as that. Make rate's going to be 30% if you're lucky. But it's given me a score of 93 at 12 feet. It's a long way away from the flag. Would you be happy or sad? So, now we're at 160. Now up to my 9-iron. I had someone on the channel a couple of days ago say, you never put up your swing speed or your yardages. I just don't think they're relevant. How far I hit it, what relevance does that have? In a situation like this, it's given you some relevance because it's now relevant to a target. But when I'm talking about swing, it doesn't really have any meaning in my perspective. 160. Could do with hitting a few good shots so I can get my handicap down. We're at round 2 or 3 at the moment. 160. Oh, that was a shocking strike. That was a shocking strike. So I've hit that 70 feet. And that's really affected my score, which is the beauty of these games on Trackman. If you've not been on them, obviously the average is running through all of the shots. Every shot counts, a bit like Mark Brody's book. I've hit that 142 instead of 160. I've hit to 69 feet, giving me a score of 44, 45. That's about a 22, 23, 24 handicap shot there. Not my best, shall we say. Okay, Stuart, you're going to need something in the region of 100 to pull you back online here. That's a bit more like it. So at 23 feet from 160 is 85 score. 85 score is scratch. So at 23 feet from 160, again, it's a decent shot, but it's not something that's knocking the flag out and it's a birdie putt. Hopefully you're starting to get a flavour that actually you don't need to hit it too close to the flag to make what Trackman considers a good shot. It's not expecting you to hit it 5 feet, 10 feet, 15 feet all the time. And it's as you're getting further away, it's being more lenient to us. So one more at 160. whiffed that. They were not the three best 9-irons I've ever hit. It was short, but it was straight, which gave me a little bit more of a score. So that was my worst effort so far. Score, if we look on the right-hand column, you can see at 160, I've only scored 64.7 out of a possible 100. My best so far was at 100 yards. But we've still got one more to go at 180. 180 is a 7-iron for me. Let's find one of the RCT balls. 180. Let's see what we got. Oh, a bit too far. 187. It's gone to 30 feet, giving us a score of 83. So at 180, 30 feet, scratch handicap pretty much, shot at 30 feet from 180. Those of you just hitting the green from 180, you could therefore say you're going to be in the region of a 10 handicap shot, aren't you? 12 handicap shot. You shouldn't be hitting the green from 180 if you're 10 handicap or above. It's too difficult. So therefore, that's why we need to lean on short game. Lean on the short par 4s. Lean on those par 5s. On the tough par 4s, your handicap will be in a situation that you are getting a shot on those holes. So don't stand there trying to rip a 3-wood and knock it on the green, because the hole is not asking you to do that. You're bringing in trouble. So your expectation needs to be managed around your strategy, your handicap, and how you're going to play the hole. 2 more. .183, 16 feet. A bit more like it. 16 feet, 92. I mean, that's like plus something. It's a good shot from 183, but it's a 7-iron. 7-iron for me makes it a bit easier. I know the ball speeds up, and obviously the dispersion is going to be greater, but it's still a 7-iron. My 7-iron to your 7-iron feels the same. Let's go one more. Last shot of the day. Oh, that could be quite nice. Yeah, thought so. 100 score. That's helped the score out somewhat. Looking down the right-hand side of the screen, we can see all of the targets or the distances, then the shots, then the scores. Beauty with a game like this and a testing like this gives you a few opportunities. One, it gives you an opportunity to dial in numbers and dial in to a flag, which really makes you start to think about target and not think about swing. I'm still applying feels in my swing, a couple of feels that I've been applying for a good few years now. But it gives me a real opportunity to manage my expectation of what I thought was good and what I thought was bad. If I was going to now go around again and have another practice, what I might do is I might do the 161 and I might do the 120 again. 2 yardages that a little bit weak on. I felt I knew what I did wrong, didn't quite strike the 160 shots very well. What I wanted to show you today is the expectation that you place on your game might not be relevant to the handicap that you play off. We all want to hit it stiff. We all want to have birdie putts. We all want to hit greens, but there comes to a point, depending on your handicap, when a green is a good effort, and you might be an 8 handicap where hitting a green is a good effort, but you see it as, it's all right. So hopefully that's been insightful into just managing what's a good shot and what's a bad shot, how we don't need to knock the flag out to make it a good shot. And it's given you a bit of an insight into what Trackman can do for you in terms of training the way you practice if you've got the opportunity to use one. Hopefully that's been insightful. If you've enjoyed this video, hit the like, share and subscribe with your friends, and hopefully you appreciate that was good coaching. See you next time.